congratulations on your move. Moving house is often a busy and stressful time. So we'd like to take a few minutes of your time to go through some of the responsibilities of living in a brand new home.
We do our best while building houses, but sometimes things just don't go right. We call these defects. Before we finished the job, we went through your house to try and find and fix all the defects. But sometimes we miss things that don't become obvious until somebody moves in and starts living in the house. That's why we have what we call in the industry a defects liability period. Depends where you move to, your new house will have a 90-day or a 12-month defect liability period. Housing ACT will let you know which one applies. During this period, we will need to come out and fix any critical issues. This includes things like water coming into your house from a leaking roof, any major plumbing or electrical problems. If something like this happens, call Spotless, and together with Housing ACT, they'll arrange for the builder or someone else to come out and fix it.
If the defect could put you or your family's health and safety at risk, please call Spotless straight away. In the event of a fire or another emergency, call 000. There's a bunch of useful information about your new home in your welcome folder. This includes instruction manuals and easy to read troubleshooting guides, so make sure you keep the folder in a handy location.
If something goes wrong with one of your appliances, for example if your heater isn't working or if your hot water system isn't heating your water efficiently, remember to check the manual first. It may be as simple as turning it off and then turning it back on again, or hitting a reset button. If this troubleshooting doesn't work, give Spotless a call and they can help you out. But remember, please don't try and fix anything yourself.
At the end of the defect liability period, we also need to fix up the less serious issues that come up. These might be things caused by the house settling, like doors that stick or tiles that become loose, or small things that were missed during construction, like missing silicone around the sink or painting mistakes. You're the person that will notice all these issues because you're living in the house. So, we ask you to help us out with this and keep a note of anything that doesn't seem quite right, no matter how big or small. When it's time for us to come for our final inspection, we can get all the defects fixed up with minimal fuss.
We will give you plenty of notice about the end of the defect liability period and work out a time that suits you. At this inspection, we will walk through with the builder, go through your list and see if there are any other defects. This isn't a client service visit, but a chance for us to make sure the house is built the way it was meant to be built. Parts of your building are also under warranty for longer periods, some for up to 7 years. So even after the defect liability period ends, please let us know through the Spotless call centre and we will arrange to get it fixed as quickly as possible. But it's important to note, some things aren't defects.
G'day, I'm Marcus and I'm a tenant with ACT Housing. I've got responsibilities at the Majura Men's Shed and I enjoy my time there too. As tenants, we have the responsibility of keeping our houses clean and tidy and doing the right thing. Accidents happen and as we know, we need to take responsibility for any damage caused by us or our visitors. And often, the most expensive damage that you can do results from what you put down your loo or your drains. Nappies, hygiene products, cleaning cloths and kids' toys don't belong in the toilet. Even those flushable wipes aren't actually flushable and need to go in the bin. These things can cause blockages in your pipes and believe me, you don't want to experience a burst sewage pipe or sewage backing up into your home. You don't need that smell in your life and you certainly don't need to pay for the damage. So please remember to only flush the 3 P's, pee, poo and paper. Now, there are some things you can send down the drains. You can send household washing water, dishwashing water and non-toxic household cleaners down the drain. But there are some things you can't send down the drain. Fats, solids, toxic chemicals and food scraps can cause blockages. So if you're not sure what can or cannot go down your loo and drains, Just check the Icon Water website or have a look through your welcome folder for a handy fridge magnet.
One of the reasons we're renewing our housing stock is because some of our older homes aren't very energy efficient and we know they cost you a lot to run. So Housing ACT has put in some new features to help keep your power bills to a minimum.
Hi, I'm Brene and I live in a new Housing ACT property with my partner and bub. Your new home will have reverse cycle air conditioning, which will keep you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. But it can be expensive to run, so here are a few tips to keep the costs down. Only run your aircon when you need it and don't leave it on if you're heading out for the day. Set the temperature to a comfortable level, not too hot, not too cold. Be like Goldilocks and make sure it is just right. Usually temperatures between 18 and 20 degrees are all you need. Also remember that your aircon has a filter and it needs to be cleaned on a regular basis. Check out the user manual in your welcome folder for all the details. And for your remote, keep a couple of spare batteries on hand. Another new feature in the Housing ACT properties are the blinds. In the old days, you had to bring your own blinds, but now window treatments are installed before you move in. Not only will they give you privacy, they will also help keep the house cool in summer and warm in winter. Whether you have Venetian, vertical or roller blinds, make sure you treat them with care and keep them clean. You don't want to pay for any damage caused to them.
Just one more thing, let's talk about our rent. As tenants, we are responsible for paying our rent on time and paying for any repairs for damage that we cause. But sometimes life doesn't go the way we expect and we can run into financial difficulties. And if this happens to you, make sure you give housing a call.
The sooner we know you are experiencing any hardship with your rent, the sooner we can assist and the more options are available. So please let your housing manager know what's going on. And if you run into any problems with your utility bills or external bills, please contact those providers directly.
Being a part of a new community is great, and that always starts with good neighbours. So let's talk about some things that make considerate neighbours. The first thing is, especially in flats, no loud music, unless you're throwing a street party and everyone's invited. But for any other occasion, keep it quiet and be mindful of your neighbours, especially after 10 p.m. Another thing is, don't be a tosser or a dumper. Put your rubbish in the right bin or hopper. Don't pile it up on the street, in the driveway or in communal areas. Another way of being a considerate neighbour is to only park your car in your allocated car spot. You know how you'd feel if someone else parked in your spot. And if there is visitors parking, do the right thing and leave it for genuine visitors. As a Housing ACT tenant, you are allowed pets unless there are special rules in your building. But don't worry, housing will tell you that before you sign up. Pets make great companions, but make sure you clean up after them and keep them under control at all times. It's important that your dog is kept on a lead if you are outside your home or your enclosed yard. Your dog might be the sweetest creature you've ever known, but you never know how they will react to other people and animals or how other people and animals will react to them. Now, if you're a cat owner, most new suburbs in Canberra have very strict rules about cat containment. So you will need to keep your cat indoors or in a secure cat run. If you're not sure about these rules, you can find out more from this website. There's just a few ways you can be a good tenant and a considerate neighbour.
We hope you enjoy your new home.